Okay, so I didn't do an outro or an intro for part 2 because I decided to do it in my May favorites into 3 parts. So today is going to be all about makeup, and today is going to be part 2, by the way. So I'm actually wearing all of my favorites makeup items that I've been loving for the month of May/April. Let's get into the makeup application of all of my favorite makeup. Okay, 2 things that I actually did forget to mention for my favorite skincare stuff is a cleansing water. This is from Jafra. This is the Jafra Royal Jelly Boost Micellar Cleansing Water. I love it. You guys can see I'm almost out of it and I really do like it. It really does a good job on removing makeup. One of my favorites, and I love little bee on it too. It's so cute. Okay, next is my lash serum that I actually only use at night. I don't put it on in the morning. This is the 2020 Get Growing Lash and Brow Serum. This is my second bottle of it. I really do like it. It's amazing. On the packaging it says like grow in 90 days. I have 3 more days left. I had to kind of stop using it for a while because I ran out of it first bottle, so it's not exactly 90 days that I've been doing it. It's still amazing. I wanted to first share my favorite brushes that I've been using this month. Well, technically it's June already, but last month. The Nikki Rose and BK Beauty brushes have been amazing. I haven't put them down when doing my makeup. It's amazing. I think these brushes are going to be the brushes that I travel with. I do kind of use other brushes when I'm doing my makeup, but today I'm going to just use the Nikki Rose and BK Beauty brushes. So I'm gonna first start with, yeah, let's do the brows. Yes, I'm gonna quickly do off camera. I'm gonna do use a brow pencil really quick, and then I'm gonna come back and share my favorite brow pen. Okay, my favorite brow pen is the Maybelline Build Brow pen. This is in the shade Blonde, but I do not like the brow gel. It doesn't give me a nice hold, so I only use the brow pen. What I'm gonna do is just create brow like hair strokes into my brow with this brow pen. I love to do these extra steps even when I'm doing my everyday makeup look. I love the added detail. Now I'm going to kind of carve out the bottom parts of my brow. And I've been loving this this concealer. I do love the foundation of this concealer, the same name of this concealer. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. I have the shade Vanilla. It's so good. I really did like the foundation, the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. This is a matte concealer and I wanted something matte, but like in a liquid form. I am getting the NARS Soft Matte Concealer on Amazon pretty soon. So I wanted something that was liquid and something that was a pot concealer. So I'm going to take the first Nikki Rose brush that we're going to use. This is the N12 brush. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use her technique of carving out the under part of the brow. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically trace along the brow and then kind of bring it down like this and on the entire lid. So I don't use eye primer or face primer for that matter anymore. I mean, sometimes I do when I'm doing my kind of like evening outlook, just because I kind of learned it myself too. And like Nikki Rose and Ali Glines were saying, like having prepping your skin before makeup is probably the best primer for you for your makeup. So ever since I stopped using a primer, my makeup has been so nice. But like I said, I do sometimes use primer when I'm doing my evening makeup look because I really want that staying power, so I keep the primers for that. Okay, for like what I want to start with first for when I'm doing my makeup, it kind of depends on the mood I'm feeling. Today I'm gonna do my eyes first, obviously. Yeah, so now I'm going to set the eyes with my new favorite powder. This is like, you can use it in different ways. I'm gonna use the Natasha Denona HY-GLAM powder foundation. This shade is in the shade N2. I actually haven't used it as a setting powder yet. I've only been using it as a foundation. I only used it once like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my other favorites. All of the Nikki Rose and BK Beauty brushes are my favorite. Okay, this one is the N16. I'm going to take this powder, tap off the excess. I also like to kind of work it in the palm of my hand just to get it distributed in the brush. And I'm going to set my eyes with this. Oh yeah, I like it like this. Next we're gonna get into, I actually need to get another brush because I'm gonna use, and for an eyeshadow palette that I've been absolutely loving this month is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes the Neutrals eyeshadow palette. This is the eyeshadow palette that I've been loving to use for an everyday makeup look. So I'm going to take my Nikki LaRose and BK Beauty, the N13 brush. We are first going to take the third shade in the palette. Tap off the excess. I'm going to take it and I'm going to apply it in the crease. I like to kind of bring it up, like right up against the brow as well, just for some light contour. Okay, another shade that I really like in this palette is the fifth shade in the palette. This one here, I love to use it as an outer corner shade, and sometimes I use it as a powder liner. So I'm going to place this in the outer corner and then slightly in the crease. Next, I'm going to take the N12 brush again. We're going to take the first shade in the palette and first apply it to the brow bone, just for some brow bone highlight. So I'm also going to take the same first shade in the palette and apply it to the lid just to really brighten up the shimmer shade that we are going to use. The shimmer shade that we're going to use is from the ColourPop That's Taupe eyeshadow palette. In the palette, there is one Super Shock Shadow shade, and this is actually my favorite Super Shock Shadow. It's only in this palette, which is really cool, I think. So I'm going to apply this shade right on the lid, right on top of where we applied the lightest shade in the Mario palette. And I like to kind of take my blending brush that we used the N13 brush. I'm just going to kind of blend it in the crease a little bit more. For an eyeliner, my favorite brown eyeliner, I wanted to use a brown for this video, just because I'm doing my everyday makeup look. This is the ColourPop BFF liquid liner in Grande. So what I found out that works for me is to look straight in a mirror and just kind of follow my lower lash line, like where the upper lash line and the lower lash line meet. So I like to kind of do it one at a time. So I'm gonna do that line on the right eye really quick. And then kind of like to keep looking straight. And that really helps for like creating a really super thin line. And we can come back and clean it up with concealer a little later. I'm going to take the Nikki LaRose N11 brush. And I'm going to go dip into the palette again. And we're going to take the deepest brown in the palette, which is this one, and set our brown liner. Quickly off camera, I'm going to clean up the eyeliner, and then we can continue. Okay, so I just did my mascara off camera because I really like to get close to the mirror when applying it. So my favorite mascara that I've been using non-stop this month is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. This one is in black. I do also have a brown. I use that one for more of like my no makeup look days. I do really like this one as well. One of my favorites. I'm almost out of this one. It's kind of drying up a little bit. I did get another one that I haven't opened yet. So for lashes, like I said, I'm not going to apply these, but since I'm doing my everyday makeup look, I do really like to sometimes apply these for every day. This is the Eyelure Naturals lashes in number 14. Love these. These are so pretty. So great. I haven't found a great natural lash yet, but this one is okay. It's not my favorite natural lashes yet. I don't have a favorite natural lashes look yet. If you do have a natural false lash that you really like, comment down below because I'm on the search for a natural lash. Okay. Now let's go straight into foundation. Like I said, I don't really use a primer, so my skin is nice and ready and prepped for foundation. So there's one foundation that I've been wanting to use and I finally got it, but the shade slightly too dark. I'm going to show a side-by-side comparison of what the foundation shade that is really close is actually my skin tone. So I'm just, actually, you know what? Let's just do a swatch on my cheek really quick just to show you the two different shades. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body foundation. This one is in 1.5N. This is the one that is slightly too dark for my skin tone. You can see it doesn't disappear in my skin. You can still see it. That is too dark. What is super close to my skin tone, this is like a perfect match for me. This is from NARS. This is the Light Reflecting Foundation in Mont Blanc. So I'm almost out of this. I actually did get another one that I haven't opened yet that I'm going to use probably soon. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that. You can see that that is closer to my skin tone. So let's actually blend these two out and I can show you what I mean. So I mean, the Dior one is looking great. Like you can it definitely blend it into my skin tone, but I feel it's just not right yet. I did order another shade, really excited about. I think, I forget what I ordered. I actually ordered it today and I don't remember the shade name. See, when I'm blending in I was using the other side of the N16 brush, it completely blends into my skin. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you guys can see it because there's a glare from the window, but I don't know, I feel like the NARS is looks so much better shade-wise. I do actually like the formula of the Dior foundation. That one is my favorite foundation that I've been testing out and using this month, but it's just the shade I got wrong. Anyway, the foundation that we are going to be applying for today's video is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. And again, this is the shade Mont Blanc. I still have a little bit left on my hand from the swatches, so I'm just going to pump a little bit more out and use my favorite brush from the Nikki the Rose. Okay, all of them, like I said, all of them are my favorite, but I'm gonna use this one. This is the N17 brush, and I'm gonna use the lighter fiber side for foundation. So I like to kind of pat this into the skin. There's a helicopter going around right now. Sorry if you can hear it. Probably not. Man, this foundation is just amazing. I'm gonna pump out a little bit more just for my forehead. This video is going to be up a little bit later than normal. Right now it's 2:08. Now that that is on, we're going to take a contour stick. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. This shade is in Light. And when I bought this, I had no idea about this. But I had a brush with it. Like, what? I don't use the brush because I use another brush to apply it and kind of blend. I typically don't use the brush that on the other side. So I'm going to use the N14 brush from the Nikki the Rose and BK Beauty brushes. I'm going to take it and I'm only going to kind of stop maybe like right where my eyeliner, the end of the wing I should say, or the start of the wing. There's a major glare from my window on my face, so it's really hard to see. And I do not like to just directly apply it with the stick. I love to use a brush now. I actually do apply it directly from the stick on my nose sometimes. I'm gonna go on the forehead. I really have a big forehead, and that's probably one of the things that I'm really self-conscious about. I'm kind of, I don't know, I kind of not do it sometimes, or I forget, but now I've been like really wanting to do it because I have a huge forehead and I want to minimize it. So I really get up close to the hairline so there is no skipping or separation from my hairline to foundation to the contour. And then I actually don't do my jawline anymore. I feel like there's no need. Then what I actually like to do is I like to blend it in with my N17 brush. Kind of just soften the edges a little bit. So I like to start with the outsides of the face first for blending and application, and then I go in with the nose contour. So I like to start kind of right up in here. I kind of go right underneath brow and then right on the tip of the nose. And then I actually blend it in with N14 brush. Tap that in on both sides. Okay, now it's time for another concealer that I use for basically highlighting, and the other one I use for more of like blemishes and my prepping the eyes. So I'm going to take the Natasha Denona HY-GLAM concealer. This one is in Y1, and I like to first apply it to the back of my hand. I'm going to take my N16 brush. I'm going to pick some of it up, take a tiny bit of it off. I'm going to do some highlighting. So I'm first going to start on the under eyes. I kind of like to pre-blend all of my products before I go in and apply it, just because I feel like it applies better when you do that. So I like to kind of go along the bridge of the nose on the side, just to kind of clean up the nose contour and to highlight that area as well. I'm going to put some more on the back of my hand. I'm going to start by highlighting the center of the nose, then in between the brow. I don't apply much here. Since I have oily skin, this area seems to be really oily and it separates very easily. So be really light on that area. And then I'm going to do the Cupid's bow and the top of the chin. And again, I'm going to melt those two worlds together from the concealer to the contour to the foundation. I'm going to take my N17 and just, for a cream blush, my favorite is the LYS High Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. This one is in Humble. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. So I'm going to take the N17 brush and I'm going to take the lighter fiber side for the creams. I'm going to pick some of it up. I like to kind of take some of it off on the back of my hand and pre-blend as well. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to apply it kind of higher up on the cheek. That's like my new favorite place to apply blush. Now we can talk about a powder again. We're going to go back to the Natasha Denona HY-GLAM Powder Foundation. And again, this one is an N2. We're going to use it to set the face. I'm going to take the powder puff it comes with. I actually have used powder puff already and I really like it. A little tricky to use, I think. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to powder the under eye. But I'm going to first make sure there's no creasing. Now I'm going to press it onto my hand really quick just to get off the excess and to pre-blend it. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we're just going to set my T-zone. And I like to kind of apply it kind of in this area where we didn't apply any contour or bronzer. Now that the T-zone is nice and set, we can start setting the other items, other things that we used as cream. So I'm going to take my favorite powder bronzer. I actually don't have many favorite powder bronzers because I haven't found a good one. Comment down below if you have a really good powder bronzer or powder contour because I want to find more and I want to branch out and find like higher end ones and some drugstore ones. I'm gonna use this one for now. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This shade is in bronzer. I'm gonna take the N15 brush to set the bronzer. I definitely have been really liking this new bronzer and blush or contour placement. It's a lot nicer, I feel like. And I'm gonna set the forehead. Really make sure that the forehead is nice and blended because I'm known to kind of have a little bit of a line on the forehead. Okay, next is a powder blush that I've been, oh, so good because it's a luminous blush and I don't really like highlighters that much, but I've been wanting to use a highlighter, especially for my skin type. I have oily skin and I want to add some of that highlight back, or I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really know. So I'm going to take one of my favorites now I've been loving to use. It's like a highlighter and blush in one, which I've been looking for because I wanted to use something that is 2-in-1 for a highlight. Anyway, so I'm going to take the N17, the powder side now. I'm going to pick this up. Oh, this is the Rare Beauty Luminous Powder Blush, I think it's called. I don't remember. I have the shade Happy. I definitely want to get more of these shades because I really do like this blush. So I'm going to pre-blend it on my hand and then set blush with this. I'm just going to go around the nose. I think so. Yeah, let's do lips. Okay, so I'm going to remove the lip plumping oil and then I have one of my favorite lip liners that I only have one of these lip liners and it's so great. I definitely want to get more of these lip liners. This is the the MAC lip liner in Stone. I really do love the shade and the lip liner. So what I like to do, I've been starting to last month, I've been starting to really kind of shape my lips differently or align my lips differently, I should say. Now I've been kind of liking a more square or rounded lip. So kind of just overline a little. I have really small lips, or especially my upper lip, I think. I really try to make them look bigger. And I like to overline my bottom lip just in the center. I like to really now spend my time, now that that lip liner is on. This is another kind of recommendation or tip on applying. I'm gonna take my favorite liquid lipstick. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Velvet in Crush. One of my favorite shades and liquid lipsticks. I've been loving the other Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks, but this one is just amazing. Okay, so that was all of my favorite makeup that I've been loving to use for the month of May and April. So now let's go. The last part is going to be part 3 of all my favorite hair care and body care and a little bit more of some stuff that I've been loving through the last 2 months. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video and see you guys in part 3. Bye!